think I forgot to change my Discord title. Oh well. That's gonna be the title now. Alright. Let's make sure this is working. I also just got some dinner, so I'm gonna be doing that. Oh, good. Okay. Let's do a test of the chat thingy. Testing. Looks like that works. Excellent. I did mean to change that. Oh well. Alright, so we're trying YouTube again because I'm not doing Smite right now, so maybe the lag won't be like such an issue. Because it's just me doing my chess games, and then I'm thinking I might do GTA later, so that could be a problem. But I'll reset the stream for that anyhow. This is really hot. Wow. It's like a rice and steak bowl. Holy hell. Okay. I might wait on that. Yummy though. Alright, so enough of my face. Let's go to chess. Okay. What is happening in this game? Oh yeah. Queen's Gambit declined. Hey, Blue. I'm feeling okay. Probably a little bit better. How are you doing? I made some good moves in this game. Check this out. So, started with Queen's Gambit, which he declined. This number, took the pawn. I can't take this pawn because of his bishop. I could take it, but you know. Pulls that out to protect his other pawn. Well, his queen's already on it, but so I do that because I want to put pressure on his knight. So he protects his knight with the bishop, but if he's protecting his knight, he can't really protect his pawn, right? So took that, and like I can take this pawn with my knight, right? Because it's protected by my queen. So he couldn't really take the pawn with his bishop. So all I can do is threaten my bishop, which then I take the knight, which is protecting this pawn. So now he has no recourse but to take it. And I take that, so now I'm already up 2 pawns in the first 9 moves of the game. And then I take his bishop for good measure, which also attacks his queen, by the way. But I know he's going to take it with his queen. So, but if he hadn't, I mean, it kind of has to. So, and I pull out this queen to protect here and to attack here. So he can't move his bishop. Now he can move his bishop. He'll lose the pawn, but he can move it. And here we are. Doing okay, bummed up at the moment. That's good, stay warm. Yeah, I like it too. That was good, good move progression I made there. I'm also eating dinner. Pretty sure I should attack his knight with my bishop. Pretty sure. Ooh, hot. Hotness. It's a rice and steak bowl with like this cheese sauce. It's really good. Philly cheesesteak bowl. So it's rice with Philly cheesesteak and like a cheese sauce and some vegetables. Microwave meal. Pretty much all of my meals these days are microwave meals. So it is. It is very tasty. So you can't move the knight. His rook's behind there. Not gonna take this pawn. Not sure. I know his intention was to put pressure on the king, but and I was gonna castle to this side, but with how the pieces are set up, I don't think that's a great idea. I think probably castling here is smarter. So now he's gonna potentially lose his knight. wouldn't have to take with his pawn, though. He would take with his queen, which is not really what I wanted. I wanted to mess up his pawn structure further. So, it might not be worth it. Those are other options. Yummy. I'm wearing a little crop top to remind me not to eat too much. Because I had a donut for breakfast. Not great, but I guess this would be fine. Take the knight set up for attack, yeah. Because I have a feeling, because he doesn't want his knight pinned to his rook, right? Like, that sucks. So he's probably going to do that. Because he wants me to get it out of here or attack it. So he can get it over with. When he attacks that, he can take with the queen instead. Which further protects that square, so now he can bring his bishop out if he wants to. And he's attacking that without anything covering it. He still has pressure on the knight. I just don't like what it does for him. I don't like giving him better position, you know. I do like his queen being removed from his king side, but I don't really like the position it gives him. So, a little crop top sounds cute. Yeah. I wear a lot of crop tops. I feel like it's a good reminder, you know? Like, or a motivator, you know, not to let my tummy get, like, fatter. You know what I mean? Because if I'm always wearing crop tops, then that means it's always visible. So if people are always seeing it, then I wouldn't want it to be fat. So it reminds me to not let it get fat. How's that? That's the psychology behind it. So instead of doing that, putting pressure here is good with the bishop, but can't really do anything because of the queen, right? I could do something here. So maybe moving here. You have a cute tummy from what I've seen. Thank you. I will try my best to continue that. I kind of want to move my queen here. But I also don't. Huh. Alright, this shouldn't be that complicated. So, he could move his bishop here later, but it lets me attack here. He could also move his bishop here later, but it lets me attack here. But he might not care if I take that pawn, because his rook is covered by the other rook. So, let's just say I make a move like that, for argument's sake. He goes here, and I'm like, ooh, good, I can get this pawn, which is attacking this and this. It's, not that, this. But I mean, they're both covered, right? So, shit, I can't click today. And then he can go ahead and take it piece for piece. I take with the pawn. He can take that and has position on this rook. So I can take his knight now, though. But no, I can't. Sorry, it's covered by the queen still. So that's not great. I'm thinking maybe that's a smart move to prevent his bishop from coming here. Because I don't have to bring this bishop out right now. I kind of want to. And he might make this move when I make that move. Because that would be smart. Hi, Jasmine. But... Cat. Hey, you're not even enough attention. Give you a bunch of attention. Get out of here, you weirdo. So I was saying at the beginning of my stream that I might not do Smite tonight, but I might do some GTA after chess. Because this is the last day of the week for GTA. I think they reset on Wednesday mornings. I have no idea what time, and it seems to change every week. I really can't keep track of it. And I haven't played a whole lot lately, so I might do that. But also, I don't know if you remember me talking about it, or if I even did, the commendation system in Smite. Like how you get that chest when you get to 600, when you max out. And the commendations haven't been reset yet. There's still like a week remaining on this set of commendations, so it's carrying over from Season 8. This is now officially Season 9, but because the commendations haven't finished, I think I still get credit for that first, the new account to get the 50 games. It looks like I'm still getting credit for it. And I'm basing that on the fact that on my main account, I got my my season rewards, right, from playing the 50 matches. And I got them, and along with that, my commendations were also maxed out on my main account. So it's for sure that I was going to, that I'm complete with the commendations, and I'm complete with the commendations for the year, which is why you get, and you remain unbanned or whatever, then you get the special rewards for the 50 matches. Okay, you remember me talking about it? Okay. And my other accounts, all except for the newest one, they all have 50 matches also, but I did not get the season end rewards yet. I say yet because I haven't reached the maximum commendations for this cycle, which they cycle every 4 weeks. So I think, I don't know why it's not lined up. You'd think every 4 weeks would line up perfectly with the end of a season, but apparently not. So I think I still have a week to get those commendations. It doesn't matter if I get them or not, right? But I don't think they'll give me the season end rewards until after the 7 days are complete. So that tells me that my newest account probably still has a chance to get it, which is weird, because the season's over. So the games I play now should be Season 9 games, so I might test that tonight. We'll see. Instead of GTA. But I might check GTA anyhow. So I might do 3 streams tonight. Anyhow, chess game is happening. That's strange that the timing is staggered. Yeah, it shouldn't be, right? Because 52 weeks in a year divided by 4, you know what I mean? It shouldn't really be that challenging to have 28-day cycle line up with the end of your season. So I don't know why it's not. Leave it to high res and Smite. I'm still licking my spoon. Hey, Luz. Where are you going? Oh, she's exploring. Okay. Alright, Alright, well if he did block the knight move because he thinks that's a good idea, then I probably wouldn't have done it anyways. And I might just go here. I don't know what he's going to do. He could try to attack it because it's not protected. I don't know. He doesn't want to move his bishop because I'll take this pawn. And he can't move the pawn forward because of this pawn. So, and if he did do that, then I would move here, which is kind of where I want it anyways. I do want a castle also, so I mean, there's that. There is a play I see that he can do that's a little sneaky. I don't think he'll do it. There's this. Now, it obviously does not behoove me to take it with the pawn. If he thinks that I will, he might do that move. Not very smart, right? But if I were to take it with the pawn, then that's what would happen. It'd probably be better for me to do that, right? Even though I want a castle. So, I think he might do it after I castle, which is why I was, that's why it came to mind, because I was talking about castling. So, if this happened, I came out here with this, and he did something else, say that, I don't know, it doesn't matter what it is, and then I castle, he can make that move, right? And I can't take this piece. I can't take his bishop because I'll lose my rook, or my knight rather. It's trading a pawn and a knight for his bishop when I'm already up 2 pawns, so it's not the end of the world, but he can take this also. You know, I can't really defend it, so it'll make the game even again. Which is why I'm not super stoked about castling just yet. So I kind of might not. Like, I'm not really in danger. So, I don't know. Maybe the pawn move is smart, but maybe it's not. As long as I don't castle, it's smart. Or if I castle to this side instead. Which I can't do if he moves his rook over. And I don't have to castle to bring my rook out. I can just bring the rook out. Don't have to castle. Normally you would have castled by now, but I don't have to. So, but I don't really want to put pressure on my knight with his bishop, even if it does open up this square. Because he could just move this over, and then that won't be an issue anymore. You know, this square. Because that's not under attack, so you could just move this over. Well, bishop to c4 to here. So it's protected. Then king to d3. My king can't get to d3 anytime soon. I'm not sure why you'd want it to move here either. So, because he'd be able to make moves in the meantime. I might have to go here, which means I can't castle. And I don't see what the point of being here is, because he can just move his bishop here, and then I'm in check. So, I don't think I like that idea. Queen, I mean. Oh. You seem to do that a lot, by the way. Queen to d3. It's interesting, I guess, but he can just move this over. It's protected. And it also takes me away from that pressure, which means he can now move his bishop. Whereas before he couldn't move his bishop. So I don't really want to move my queen just yet. I was going to move the bishop out right now, but I'm kind of liking this pawn move more and more. Because if I prioritize the bishop to here, he could disregard that pawn, because it is a pawn. He has down 2 pawns. But, I mean, if this situation goes unnoticed, he could... Like, I might not be able to take this pawn right now, because I might have to address this, which would mean having to move here. Which means I waste a move, because I had to move my bishop twice. Yeah, I'm scuffed. That's okay. And now he might just save it by moving here. And now there's a bunch of pressure in front of my king, which is not exactly what I wanted, you know. And what pressure do I have on his king? Kind of just this. So, I'd rather his bishop doesn't end up here. Which, if I were him, I could see me doing that move. So, I think that's probably the best move. He won't sacrifice for it yet until I castle. He might not even do it then. He might not want to lose his bishop. Because people view bishops as more powerful in the endgame than they do knights. I think it's kind of subjective, but whatever. Okay. I wonder if he has intentions of moving here. I mean, I'm just going to move here, though. No, he can't move there. My knight's there. I think more visually and see pieces by shape and movement, but mix up the titles sometimes. Unacceptable. That's fine. With more exposure to it, like it just become more second nature, become more familiar, and you don't have to think about it. I don't know what he would do. I think he would just move up the other pawn, so that way I don't bring my bishop up. But I would just maybe I shouldn't move it there. Maybe I should move it here. I have a feeling he might try to do something about it. Probably not. I don't know. Regardless, I think the pawn is the right move. I think I'm going to do that to prevent him from moving here. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Ta-da! Bishop move. Thwarted. I might even move this pawn up later, but not yet. Not when my knight's there. And my knight needs to stay there. So, it's all good. I gladly accept your unacceptable, as my awkwardness is long-lived. Very good. This fucking guy, oh man. Really? He's attacking the pawn? Why? Why? are you doing this to me? Okay, well, I kind of have to take it, right? That sucks. So this is that game where I had to trade my queen like he was planning, and the pawn game doesn't look good because he's up 2. Did that. I did this in order to prevent him from moving here. Because that would have been, I think if you remember, if I'd done something else, let's say, well, maybe not that, but it doesn't matter, then I'd be in check, and I'd have to trade rooks, which is what he wants, and then I'd be in check again, and I'd have to move, and then he could take this pawn, you know what I mean? So it was all very negative, which is why I moved there, because now he can't move here without me taking it and then retaking twice, so I get both rooks for 1 rook if he chooses to do that, so now he can't do that, which is good. So because he can't do that, he did that, which sucks. If he's attacking pawn, it's just easy takes. Sure. But he's got 4 pawns versus 3 on that side. It's about to be 3 pawns versus 2. So, from a mathematical standpoint, that's worse, right? Three-fourths, 75%, 2/3, 66.7%. It's worse. I don't really want to lose my pawns. And honestly, upon taking that, I have to do something. Let's just say I do that for whatever. He'll start doing this, right? And that's starting to look bad. He's going to put pressure on my king and eventually be able to move here with his rook. And I can't really get past this. So that's not positive. He realized I stopped him over here. He can't make moves without me taking his pawn. So he's not making moves. He's making moves on this side instead. So I don't really want him to take my pawn. But I can't move it forward without losing it either. But honestly, maybe that's better. Just letting him take it here, so that way his pawns are doubled up, and then except he can move, well, he can't move either one of these because I'll take this with my king. I was looking at him moving his rook over, but maybe that's better. At least then he can't come down here. He can still put my king in check with his pawn, though, so I mean, I don't know. It's not positive. Pawn is the endgame, I know, but at least he's not trading rooks. Sure, yeah, no, I got him there. I stopped that. But, the endgame is looking towards checkmate, which is why it's a problem. I have to stop this pawn endgame. And I don't know how to do it yet. Hi, Jasmine. I need to make an attack somewhere. What if I make a rook sacrifice? Maybe not. Jasmine likes that idea. You would, Jasmine. You would. Well, this is no bueno. No bueno at all. So... Oops. Well, I could wait for him to take it, and then I'd retake. That splits my pawns, though. So that's not awesome. And that split his pawns also, though. So that is awesome. At least with 2v1 and 2v1. Not awesome. If I can get him with this rook, though, I could take that pawn. I mean, not take that pawn. Never mind. Okay. On that note, it's time for some dried cranberries. Okay. Craisins are good. I like craisins. Okay, so what if I went there? What does that do? Berries are cool. He's not gonna do that. That'd be dumb. Look at that rook behind it. Let's see what's gonna happen. But, haha! He might still do it though to trade rooks. But I'll get another pawn. Okay. Honestly, that could work. There's also not trading rooks. What? No. I could do that. Because now I can't put me in check. There. Put me in check there. I can't move here. So, not ideal. But then I can move here. Except my other rook's not here anymore. So now he can move here and take that pawn when I move. That sucks. Okay, so I don't like where that's headed at all. If you were to do this craziness, not that, what is that nonsense? If you were to do that, I would do this, which attacks that, right? He could protect that by this king. Or the other rook, but probably not the other rook. He doesn't have to put me in check here, though. He really could just put me in check here. And then when he goes here, he has his choice of pawns. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give him that one. Because I need to save what's happening here. I can't have 3v1. At least that's gonna be 2v0 though. So I mean, at least there's this. He'll have that happening, so he might want to move it. He also could just protect it. It's probably smarter to protect it, honestly. If he does, though, then I've got this. He has to move. Oh, no, I can't take this. Damn it. Aha! What's happening here? I don't know what else to do now. Okay, well, yeah, it looks interesting. So maybe that's the right move. I'd rather not have my rook off this line because of his doubled rooks could go here and then attack 2 pawns simultaneously, so I'm going to lose one, you know? I don't really want that. I want to be able to kill a rook if it goes here. So it almost behooves me to move here first, but then I don't have this rook in position in time. At least I won't lose this rook, though, because this rook was here. Now I don't have to move here, I can move here. He might trade it, but he can't move here if he does. This is a weird game. Alright. Wow. 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 Oh good, I'm being weird already. Okay. Good. Hi, baby. Wow. That's loud. Okay. Hi, Liz. It's good to see you too. What's going on? You okay? Need attention? Hi. You got your motor running? You good? Nope. Time for chess games. Okay. You got it. No problem. That would suck. But I'm not worried about it. I'd still prioritize that. And if you see why, if he does take it, he can't go on this line because this rook is now here. I take that one. We do trade rooks, right? My king is no longer in that dangerous situation. And he can't take these pawns down here because his rook is covering it. He could still take this. It's not ideal. But it is far from the end of the world. He probably won't do that. I'm not sure what he'll do, actually. I am not certain. He'll probably actually move this up. The wonderful songs, I know. Lucy's got a huge voice for being such a small cat. It's kind of crazy, actually. So, you can't move that. You can't move that. And this meets that, so he'll focus on this side. If I do move this, then he can start moving these pieces, but I don't want that to happen. Yeah, that's what I would do too. Actually, I should just let him take it, honestly. Because then I can put my king in here. I don't really want to lose that, because the end pawns are actually a lot harder. The edge pawns are harder to get to the back line than middle pawns are. That's my only middle pawn remaining, so... Advance the pawn on h. Yeah, I don't care about that one, though. He can't get that one past me. Not yet, so... As long as I don't let his rook in that line, taking out pawns. Could be good. Hey, lazy boy. Welcome. Just checking out some chess games. Trying to figure out what I want to do. And finishing dinner. I wonder if I should prioritize this line first. I don't really think I need to. Because then it kind of makes it so I don't have a way to move my king down there. I guess I can move it up. It's not really good though. Yeah, I don't want my king trapped in this corner again. So, I'm liking that more and more. No matter what he does. He could try to attack. I'll still prioritize this. He could take. I'll take. And this line's still covered. And these two are still covered also by the rook. If he doesn't do that, he could take here. I have to retake. He can move here. The intentions of moving here with his rook to put me in check. He could still move here to put me in check. I can move in. Now he can't move here. And this is under, whoops, this is under attack. He'd probably try to put me in check though. I do need to get this on here. But if you were to move there now, I could prioritize it then, instead of taking this pawn, because you can't take this without losing it, and you can't take that. He knows I'm not going to take it, so I mean, he could just stay there. I suppose I could though, because we would trade 2 rooks for 1, but... yeah. If you were to put me in check right away or something, you could attack this line right now, which I would do the same thing. He could put me in check first to try to get me to move here, but I will not. I would move here, I guess. I'd rather move here, but I really don't want this pawn to move here and put me in check. That would be really kind of, because I'd be kind of stuck, you know? It wouldn't be very good. So, I'd probably move there. He could try to put me in check again, or he could start doing the pawns. If he did the pawns, he could go to this other side, which I hadn't really considered. Not a huge benefit, because I'm just going to move my king, right? Like, of course he could move his other rook here, if I move my king. Okay. That could be an issue if that happens. That's kind of a weird scenario, but it could happen, I guess. I'd have to not take that pawn. That's unfortunate. I'd have to move this first to here. Hey, at least I don't have an edge pawn. But now he's got 3 pawns on me. Which is probably enough for him to sacrifice a rook for a rook, honestly. Whoops. Yeah, shit. Not awesome, but I mean, that's a thing that could happen, I suppose. Probably best to go here. Shit. I don't know, that's not looking good. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. That's the solution. Maybe it won't happen. That is kind of a convoluted approach. More than likely, he's just going to take the pawn. Yeah, this is probably exactly how to play out. You could move over there now. But now it's a little bit different situation if he takes it. Of course, he's going to get both pawns if I don't move a rook over. So, shit. I might have to protect the pawn. But I do have this. So here's the issue. If I take it, and he takes, I have to move, he takes the other one. Yes, I can take his other one too, so that's good, but it's 3v1 on pawns. That's not great. Of course, I probably have better position on his king, so that's a good thing, I guess. Because my next move is probably going to be something to here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to make that rook move. Yeah, don't do that one. Really? I think I'm okay with it. I could protect, right? Oops. So now he's not going to take it, but then he's going to protect, probably here instead of here. So what are we doing? You know what I mean? I can't get my king over here because I'm stopped, right? So I can't get my king over here. He's got 2v1. He's going to get a queen eventually. Granted, I do have my rook back here, so that's good. But he could bring his rook down when he needs to. So it's not a great situation if we're just all trapped. If I can't move any of my pieces. I'd have to move this. I'd have to move it here. Which means I forego this piece. And I don't know. I do want to get his pawns off the board also. So, I mean, it's easier to defend than having 5 pawns across the board. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to make this move regardless. So, I think it's the best move. Because even just for the sake that if he does take this pawn, I have this, excuse me, open row for my, you know, rook. So, looks dangerous. Something I hadn't considered. Instead of bringing this rook down to attack my rook, he could use the other one. Because now I don't have a recourse if he takes it, so I can't leave it there. But I could take the rook. He probably wants to trade rooks though, so I don't really want to do that either. Don't want to give him what he wants. I just see if you are down to 1 pawn, that's a heavy disadvantage. Yes, it is. It's actually a heavy disadvantage. I'm down to 4 right now versus his 6. But it is, you're right, it's a lot worse with 1. But keep in mind, I don't need a pawn if I have 2 rooks. I just need to not let him have a pawn eventually. You know what I mean? And if I can get a rook in the process, that'd be fantastic, but not likely. So if I can stop his pawns, this might go towards draw territory. Hopefully not. Pretty sure I beat this guy every time I played him, so I guess I don't know if it shows that. Just rating adjustments. But if he were to do that, I guess getting his pawn off of his structure might be good, but that's a pawn protected by a rook, so that's very bad. The split pawns I like since it has more access to take. Yeah. Unless it's protected by a rook, like I was talking about. And that becomes a problem pretty quickly. I don't know. I guess instead of prioritizing that, I really could prioritize this. I feel like I'd be late to the party once he takes this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm late. What does this do, you know? At least he won't be taking this rook, though. But I don't, you know, I can move here now. But he can move here. Not looking great. Yeah. I don't want to do this. I need to not be late to the party. If that's the party that he wants to go to. So I think this is best. Even though it doesn't look like it should be, I think it might be. I mean, there's always just taking the pawn, right? But then he gets off the edge, and he's got these 3 still with the right structure. Offset from my 2. So he's got a completely passed pawn already. then he can start moving these up and putting me in check and stuff, and I can't really stop it. So, taking the pawn's not gonna work. I need his structure to get messed up. Alright, I think I'm gonna do this move. We'll see what happens. He's looking like he's probably gonna win this if he doesn't make a mistake, so... I like the options I get with this move, though, so... We'll try it. Let's try it. What's the worst that'll happen? You know, I lose the game? It's probably okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. This guy, though, I kind of have to beat, and it's not looking like it's gonna happen. This is looking like very draw material. So he opted to trade rooks to take that pawn, and now I can't take this pawn because his king's on it. I'm probably going to put him in check, so he has to move his king. He can't move it here, so he'd have to move it here, or back, whatever. Basically, he won't be able to protect this pawn with his king, not immediately. But I'd also have to move my rook off the pawn to put him in check. So, say I put him in check and he moves here, and then I try to go attack the pawn. Well, he can move here now to protect the pawn. So, not phenomenal. Yep. I mean, might just, I don't know. So I might just want to start focusing on the pawn movement and not focus on putting him in check. But he can use this pawn and the rook to make my king's life hell, so I do it. I don't know. Maybe I should attack his rook with my king. Because me having all of my 4 pawns here against these 2 is looking good. This side's looking bad, right? So we each have a side that looks good for us. His pawns are all split up over here, so that's not going to be good for him. So I can start doing stuff like that, and, you know, whatever. He might not take it, though. He'd probably just move forward, honestly. I would move forward. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. So... I think check might be the right idea. He can move here, though. Now I can't move the pawn. He might move here, though. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what game this is. So, I don't know. Maybe more craisins will help. More craisins. I did make a few moves before I got on stream, because the chess games are due. I don't think it was anything super exciting. They were expected moves, so, for the most part. Alright, I'll get my headset on in a second here. Getting underneath the covers. Gotta get comfy for all this gaming with chess. Not if wearing a crop top is smart when you're cold. Guess we'll find out. headset is on, so maybe you can hear me better now. Okay, look at this game. Attacking king or pawn on g2 looks good. I'm not debating about that pawn. It's just he's going to move it forward. You know what I mean? And then his king's protecting it. So, for instance, whoops, that, or 2, could move it 2 also. Which is what I expect him to do if I put him in check first and then try that idea. Whoopsie. He also might not move here. He might move over here. Hi, baby. Hey, that's... Okay. Hi. Jeez. Jasmine. Okay, alright. Shh. Shh. Stop. Stop it. Calm down. Jasmine. Calm down. That's not calm. Nope. Okay. Anyhow. Oh my god, shut up. Get out of here. I'm trying to find my nails. Okay. So this isn't awesome if that happens. That's why I haven't gone there yet. I'd like to attack that pawn, funny enough, by getting my rook back here. Whoops. That's how I want to attack that pawn along with this pawn. Because this one would have priority because it's blocking my pawns. So he would choose to save that one and I could take that one. That's how I want to take it. Stop. Get out of here. Jasmine, you're so weird. Leave me alone. Okay, so we're doing a chess game. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, like, it almost feels like moving the pawn forward is a better move right now. You know what I mean? Like, that looks like the best move, funny enough. Because if he tried to chase it, and I think he'll just put me in check with his rook, but if he tried to chase it, and I go here, he'll probably take it. If he doesn't, then I win, right? I win the chase. Of course, he can always just move his rook back before I get there. He'll probably take it. And then I'm not going to take it, right? So now I win the chase. Because his king can't get there before me. But his rook can. So there's that. And he might even move in front of it, because my next move would be to go here. If he doesn't go in front of it, I'd be like, here, come take this free rook. So then I have to do this. And then we're both stuck there. And he's got a whole bunch of pawns he can start pushing forward with his king. You'd probably start with that. However, I would start doing stuff like this. You'd probably take it. I would take it. He actually might not start with that. He might start with this pawn, but whatever. I mean, fuck, you know? Jasmine story time, yeah. Sounds like it, doesn't it? That's probably the right move. Haha! This king's not in position to get this pawn in because my king will move here if he pushes this forward. He needs his king to be here first. But by the time that happens, I take his rook, and I have a queen, which means he won't be able to push this in. So it kind of behooves him to take the rook, even though he's gonna lose. He can try, but I mean, I'm gonna stop it. He's gonna tempt me, and I'm gonna put him in check. And then I'm about to get another queen. So, I mean, that'd be cool if it goes that way. So that's why I was thinking moving the pawn forward is the best move. Rather than trying to either get this pawn off him, because I know he's not going to let me have that pawn, or try to get this pawn, because I know he's not going to let me have that pawn. I'll just be moving my rook around, letting him get position while I try to do stuff. You know, I'll be trying to just move my rook around, and he'll be getting into position to take my pieces. You know what I mean? And I can't get his pieces. He's not going to let me get them, and he can take mine. And I don't have position anymore. So I think it's best just to ignore it. He might put me in check, but I think it's best just to ignore what he's doing. Go ahead and put me in check. You know what I mean? He's not going to move this pawn because then I'll take his rook and he'll be in check for free. So he'll try to chase because this will be his only option, really. And now he can't move his rook back there. And he can't move it here. That looks really good. Almost really good. Almost, because I can't move my rook. Because, yep. Shit. That's unfortunate. Where's he from? Catalonia? Yep, Catalonia. He has a cat profile picture. Avatar. There you go. Should I move the other one first? I need to be in position first. Doesn't work. Should I do this first? Maybe. Not anymore. However, he has to get a check. I'll probably just take the pawn, actually. And now his king's in the way, so maybe he wouldn't do that. But that means I shouldn't take the... Well, yeah, my pawn would be in the way. So I can take it. He can't put his rook there. Oops, here, because his pawn's in the way. You try to chase it, but nope. Okay, so after all this nonsense we went through over here with the rooks and being in check and stuff, I think the best move is that. Stupidly enough. But if he doesn't put me in check and immediately starts going here, hmm. Yeah, 3v1 looks good, but this he's been a really smart player. So, as his rating probably indicates. He probably won't move his rook over. Okay. Shit. Ay, ay, ay. Well, there's potential with this move. There might be more potential with this move. Maybe. Not really, because he can catch up. Or he can, he can stop it. Now, if I make one of these two moves, and he happens to put me in check, then maybe. Even still, probably not. Because now I can't do this. Shit. Well, fuck. Hmm. Maybe we should just move out of check instead. But he's going to move that pawn forward. That's a tough one. Definitely a tough one. Okay, Let's take a break from it and we'll come back to it. Let's do some puzzles instead. We already did those two. What is this? My chat box is in the way. Oh well. Chat box always in the way. At least I can mostly see through it still. Well... Oh, it's white to move. I was looking at the blacks move. White to move. Zootaloo. Okay, well, he's got pieces on there. He's got that free bishop calling my name. That pawn would be covered by the queen. We've got the fork between the king and the rook, which looks very promising. And is probably the answer, right? If he moves this king up, though, then we lose the knight for the rook, whereas the bishop is free to take now and does attack the rook. But... We also have putting him in check with the rook, the A1 rook. Or the A rook, as we call it. I seem to be down a rook. Yeah, I am. Okay. And then if you have that covered, okay. He moves there. Meow, meow. Hi, Jasmine. I think it's the right answer. But, excuse me. So, be a fork. You'd probably move here to try to protect the rook. And then we'd move probably the queen. Here, check. If he moves back here, then we get the rook for free and attacking the bishop. If he doesn't, if he moves here, then our knight is covering this square for the queen, and that's checkmate. So either we get a free rook or we get checkmate. Oh, no, it's not checkmate. Disregard. There's a pawn. Hi, Jasmine. Can you stop doing that? Is that a possibility? No? Wonderful. Wonderful. It's marvelous. Let's see if it's right. Queen check is nice. It is. I was thinking the rook, but this doesn't work. I don't know. This might be wrong. It's wrong. So maybe it's the free bishop then. Or the free bishop is wrong. Huh. Okay, so there's something better than forking the king and the rook, and there's something better than the free bishop. Shit. Didn't think that could be possible. I guess it's just putting him in check, but then we lose the fork. I guess if we don't care about the fork, I guess it's alright. I care about the fork, personally. Jasmine. My name's Willow. What are you doing? Oh. She's so annoying. It only eggs her on more when I do that too. Doesn't it? Okay. Maybe it's this. Fuck. I like to fork too. I bet you do. The fuck? These are all wrong? What is the right answer? How are these all wrong? Jasmine. Jasmine, how are these wrong? Jasmine, help. Jasmine. Jasmine, help. Jasmine. You'd be a great help in an emergency, Jasmine. I just want to let you know. Thank you. Well, I guess we could try to cover that square with the queen. I'm starting to I'm reaching now. Because my first instincts would have been either the completely free bishop, because this piece is still covered by a pawn and a queen, right? He's got a knight and a queen on it, so it's covered. Or fork the king and the rook. If the king doesn't move off this back line, then you get the rook completely for free if it moves to here. But those are both wrong. So now I'm starting to reach a little bit. Like, I probably wouldn't do this, but maybe it's right. Okay, Jesus, that's right. Did you know that was going to be right? How'd you know that? So now the fork is no longer an option. Okay, so now you force the queen to take it. Oh, okay. Or you don't force the queen to take it? Isn't that, I mean... huh. That looked really good to me, because I was thinking, that's check, and the king cannot move, so you force the queen to take that on that square, which allows you to move your queen to this square, which would be checkmate unless the queen has to block, which means you take it for free, and that's checkmate. And that's wrong. Apparently checkmate is not the correct answer. So that's cool. Which means there's probably a way to do it without losing your knight or something. Not that it matters as long as you checkmate, you know, but there's probably a better way to checkmate, apparently. Wow, my tummy's cold. Yeah. Cool. Well, I suppose there is moving the knight to attack the rook still. You could take the free bishop, I guess, but that doesn't help you much. You can just arbitrarily move the rook here. That way the queen takes it, and then you can use your knight to take this, which will fork the queen and the king. I mean, then you get the queen. I don't know. That seems a little convoluted. Instead of just getting checkmate, why not just get the checkmate? Jasmine! She's just like rolling around here next to me, looking at me every now and then, seeing if I'm still paying attention. Good job, Luce. These are puzzles, so maybe? Yeah, puzzles, like, you're going to find the best solution to it, you know? So, like, the objectively best answer So they're usually not too convoluted as far as, baiting and stuff like that, It's usually looking for forceful moves that force your opponent to move a certain place because it's the best move, and then, winning or capturing material. Which to me, this feels, whoops, really forceful. I cannot see anything better than that. But, alas, there's a better move. Try again. What? What? Jasmine? What? What? Okay. I guess you could just take the bishop for free. Is that what we're doing? Nope. Starting to just guess because to me that looks like the right answer. I guess you could move your queen here, which threatens checkmate if this queen doesn't take it. Maybe that's what it is. Sacrifice your queen instead of the knight. No. That's wrong. Done howling? Okay. Very good. Very good, Jasmine. Thank you for your howls. Always love to hear you howling. For no reason. You clearly don't want to move your queen here yet because the queen would just take it for free. It is a fork, like, you know what I mean? Like, because then the knight can move here, which forks the queen and the king. I think it's checkmate, actually. But you're sacrificing your queen to get the checkmate, which you don't have to do. You can sacrifice the knight instead. But maybe that's right. Okay. There it is. That's what it was. Whoops. Analysis. Analysis mode, please. Analysis mode. Lots of mate in twos. I'm surprised he didn't move the king here. But I guess because then you would have put your queen here with the knight protecting it, that would have been checkmate. So it has to move here. D4, check, queen D3, knight is mate in 2. They do have knight C6 here, but it's not a mate. Why is it not a mate? Okay. Oh, you have to click on it. Okay. Oh. Oh. You do get the queen. But there's a... Oh, they used their knight? I would have taken with the pawn. But they did some nonsense over here instead. Oh, because there's a fork. I mean, you can just take it, right? So, I'm not sure why they're doing that. Oh, they reconsidered. Nope, there it is. It's still there. Okay, so I'm going to take it then. And now they take that. Okay, that's why they didn't do that. Now we see why. Very clever, very clever. Okay. Okay. Should we watch the video? In case it's like a hot girl.
Inspired by today's game of the day, played by Grandmaster Enrique Mekin,
Probably not a hot
find
girl.
ourselves in this dynamic position.
It's that guy that talks really weird.
Moves, it's worth noting that white is down a rook. Our knight on e5 is under attack. but we don't want to quickly grab material with knight takes g6 or forking the king and rook with knight d7, as this does not solve white's problems thanks to a serious material deficit. Once we stop worrying so much about winning material, we may notice that the enemy king is quite weak. Capturing the c6 pawn currently hangs the knight, but we shouldn't ignore that the b file is wide open, leading to the enemy king.
Nope.
This
not a
suggests we
cutie.
should seriously consider the forcing rook b1 check, especially as king c8 allows checkmate on d7. Forcing the king to a7 looks quite promising, and after careful calculation, we can begin our journey toward the puzzle solution with
Let's
rook
begin our
d1
journey.
check.
Aw.
Since king c8 allows queen d7 checkmate, the king is forced to a7. The enemy king is restricted to the a file and doesn't have any legal moves
It's almost
available.
like this guy ends
so this
every
is a strong
sentence with like
tactical signal for us
some
to
sort of like
explore.
question mark or like
Queen d4
like a
check
hanging
is a
sentence,
desirable
you know?
idea, attacking the
Like a
enemy
dot, dot,
king.
dot.
So we may be tempted to
He
play
puts
the
emphasis
clever
on all of
knight
his last
takes
words.
c6 check. Since the king is unable to move, black is forced to capture the knight.
Yeah,
By removing
that's
both
what I
the
was
queen
tempted
and
with.
c6 pawn from the defense of the g1 to a7 diagonal, white is able to overwhelm black's defenses with queen d4 check, forcing black to sacrifice the queen with queen b6, allowing rook takes b6. Although this does lead to a favorable game for white, some work is still required to bring home the full point. We don't want to provide our opponent with any sense of optimism, especially if we can end the game immediately. If the queen didn't defend the c6 pawn, knight takes c6 would be immediate checkmate. This means the queen is tactically pinned to the c6 square. Can we find a way to overload this piece? By asking this question, we can find a beautiful
Apparently.
solution.
Apparently we
Attacking
can.
the queen with rook b3 simply hangs our knight on e5. Can we find a more forcing way to remove the guard? If you found the beautiful queen d4 check, attacking the enemy king and queen, excellent work.
It is pretty
Blocking
beautiful.
the check with c5 not only hangs the queen, it allows an immediate checkmate. Since the enemy king is
Huh,
unable to
yeah, it
move,
does.
the only choice is queen takes d4, gaining white's queen, but losing the game after knight takes c6, checkmate. If you solved today's puzzle Makino style, a nickname of Grandmaster Mecking, great job. Thanks for joining me for today's
Makino
daily
style.
puzzle. If you want to see the game that inspired this beautiful mating attack, check out today's game of the day, highlighting Grandmaster Mecking's inspired play. This is National Master Dane Matson, and I look forward to seeing you next time, right here on chess.com.
Fucking Dane with your weird way of talking. Thanks, Dane. Okay, what else we got? Stamma's hammer, like Thor? Thor's hammer? White to move. Oh, things look rather precarious down there with my king. Stamina's hammer? Like getting hammered with stamina? What? So I masturbated twice today to relax. Felt really good. I really needed that. And I showered. I didn't get to wash my hair, but I'm going to wash my hair tomorrow or tonight, maybe. I don't know. Probably tomorrow. I wanted to make sure I shaved. I hadn't shaved in a few days, so I really needed to shave. And I wanted to do it before like anybody got home. So while I had the place to myself, I wanted to rush in there and get my shower done. So I did that. It was glorious. Glorious! So we have the bishop there. That's available to check the king. Which does stick it in a corner. Glad you had good relaxation time. You needed it. I did. Yeah, I was getting pretty stressed out. But you know what? We accomplished everything that we were trying to accomplish. I say we, you know. But we did. Yep, I see it. That's the right move. What? So like I was saying, I see it. That's the right move. Great. Well, I thought it was the right move, so... Because the idea was they'd have to move to this corner. Knight goes here, they take with the pawn. My pawn takes with that pawn. They're still stuck in the corner, and my rook is behind that pawn, which puts them in check. Mate. Question mark. No, they can block with the knight. Maybe that's why it's wrong. I didn't notice that. Okay, so I guess because they can block with the knight. I mean, they could block with the knight here too, I suppose, but... Okay, so... Alright. We need something better then. There's the queen. We need the queen on the back line to prevent checkmate in one move, but as long as we keep the king in check, we should be okay. Which we do... by... Okay. Well, that's the only move with the queen that puts the king in check. That's the only move with the bishop that puts the king in check. I'm not seeing any other moves that put the king in check. So apparently this isn't one of those. Apparently it's a how you capture a piece type of puzzle. I guess there's always that. I don't know how he does the blue arrows, that one guy. Because I don't see blue arrows. Oh, nope. What if I just did that? Checkmate. Sorry, I'm just being weird. Do you see the solution? Do you see it? Got him. Do you see it? Also, something else considering. If the whole Smite commendation season reward thing is an error, and they didn't notice that, and then they go and correct it later tonight when they do the reset, then today could be the only opportunity I have to try to get those games done. But it's probably not the case. You know what I mean? They're probably just going to give everybody an extra week because they did reset the viewer store that way, and they said that you have 6 days. And same thing with the commendations, you have 6 days. So even the Yule Fest event is still going on, but there's no quest. You can't get the quest rewards anymore, which is really weird. Why they'd even have it available if you can't get the rewards. It's really strange. King takes king? Okay, I could try that. Lucy. What is it? Oh, you know your name? Good. You're very smart. You're very smart. Hey. She's like, okay, I guess I'll respond. She's always good at responding. She understands voice inflections and stuff. She's like the smartest animal, really. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I love you, Lucy. Thanks. I love you. Behave yourself. Don't go over there. Don't go up there. No, you don't need to. No. I love you, baby. You're fine. Just lay there. You're so cute. Adorable cat. Anyways, what's the answer? Do you see it? Is it queen takes knight? Oh, actually. Except for that block with the knight, the G knight. It actually could be the right answer. Oh my god. Becky, look at her butt. It is so big. I don't know what you're supposed to do now, though, because of that block. That's what I was talking about. The block. Oh, you just take it. You just take it. Because then that... Ha! Damn. That was actually a little... like, I knew I had the right answer here, and I was like, but what? What's wrong? Oh, they can block the bishop with the knight. Well, I guess the queen can take the knight. Just sacrifice the queen, and then everything's fine. That's a good one. So we see if this player's
White
hot.
has a lot of tempting possibilities in this composed problem by Paul
Not
Sama,
hot.
but only one of them actually leads to checkmate. Now, the most natural move seems to be bishop to c4
Well, I mean,
check,
not a hot girl.
which comes with the idea
Could be
that
hot
if
guy.
black plays
I don't
king
know.
to h8, white can then follow up with knight to g6 check, opening up the rook on the h-file, and that looks very dangerous. But the problem for white is that after bishop c4 check, black can block with the knight with knight to f7. And although the attack can continue with something like bishop takes f7 check, king takes f7, queen to d5 check, black can simply get away with king takes e7, and white doesn't have enough pieces here for the attack, and the checks will very quickly run out. Queen d5 check also looks tempting, but is again met with knight to f7, where white has no good follow-up. So finding the solution is all about finding the best way to get rid of this knight on d8. Now bishop takes d looks logical, but doesn't work as this move is not a check and allows black to play a move like rook to e1, where black takes over the initiative and will win the game. So instead, white needs to play queen takes d8 check, sacrificing the queen in order to take this knight with tempo. Rook takes d8 is forced after king to f7, bishop c4. White will quickly be mating there. And now after rook takes d8, white finally gets the bishop to c4 with check, and black does not have this resource of knight f7. Black's king is forced into the corner, and now white can execute the key idea of the combination, which
Sacrifice
is to play
more
knight
pieces.
g6 check and open up the rook on the h-file. Now after h takes g6, h takes g6, black can block with knight h6, and white caps things off with a very nice exchange sacrifice here.
Another sacrifice.
Rook takes h6
You have to sacrifice
check,
3 pieces to do
king
this.
takes h6 is forced, and now bishop f6 ends
You
the
only
game
have
with
2
a
bishops
nice
left.
mate with the 2 bishops and pawn on g6. So a very elegant mating combination, one that can be solved once you realize that bishop c4, knight f7 is holding for black, and then having a little bit of imagination and courage to sacrifice the queen and calculate the line out all
Sacrifice
the
the
way
queen,
until
sacrifice the
checkmate.
knight, and sacrifice
This
the
has
rook.
been International Master Kostya Kavutsky
Bro.
here for chess.com. If you'd like to catch me streaming, you
KK.
can find me on twitch.tv
What if his middle name is Kevin?
chessdojo live, as well as youtube.com/chessdojo. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
That would actually suck. Thank you, KK. Okay. Breaking point. I feel like I'm at my breaking point. White to move. Okay, I could do that. Kevin Federline. Kevin Kaczynski? I'm just kidding. Instead. How come there aren't more people named Willow? Kevin's like pretty common, right? Well, you got the bishop on the bishop, the rook on the rook. Pretty kinky. But then what? I guess you could do. No, you can't do that. Nope. I bet it's the knight. The knight looks poised for success. Sorta. It does cover that square. You'd have to move that pawn up, though. And if you move the pawn up, the knight can't be there. So, no bueno. That would be horrible initials to live with. Too many K's in a row. Yeah, 3 of them. The only reason it would be horrible to live with, because of the KKK, like, you know, specifically in America. You know what I mean? That guy's name didn't sound super American to me. So, probably wouldn't really matter to him. Which would also mean his middle name's probably not Kevin. But, you know. But I mean, there's lots of initials that could be awful, you know? So, like, anybody who has initials HH, like, if anybody knows history well enough, they could know that that's like, oh, that sucks. But does it? You know? Because HH, just like 88, is short for Heil Hitler, which is like a, you know, so it's like a Nazi supportive thing, white power thing kind of thing. But, like, nobody really knows or cares, you know, anymore. So, I'm pretty sure I've known people with HH's initials. Harry Henderson. That'd be funny if your middle name was like a U, because then your initials would be, huh? You're like, huh? Mine are cool. Wham! My initials are Wham. Nature names were big with hippies. Really? But, like, I'm not a hippie. I don't think my parents were either. My parents had, like, a pretty large age gap, though. So, I mean, there you go. Howard Hughes. Walter White. Wait a minute. Wrong letter. Woodrow Wilson. I like alliteration. Where are we supposed to move in this game? You're not really helping me very much. Come on, Bloop. Where are we moving? What is this? Rook C4. The pawn would take it. Or the rook would take it. Both for free. Well, I guess not for free. You could take it with the queen and lose the queen also. But probably the pawn would take it. So I imagine it's wrong. Let's check. Nope. Bloop. It makes a sound that sounds like your name. It goes bloop. Am I hear it again? Bloop. That's you. It's the sound of being incorrect. Oh, goodness. That's awful. I'm thinking maybe the bishop, but I think you kind of need the bishop to go on that back line for the king. Back line for the H column, H file. But their bishop is aiming at it. This one seems tricky. This one seems a tad tricky. Just a bit. Just a little bit. I know of quite a few born from the era of free love that were named things like Willow, Cloud, Autumn, Summer. It's funny. You know what else is funny? Go look in the mirror. What? um, just joking. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not. hmm So, yeah. I have known autumn and summers and stuff like that. Never met Cloud. I don't think I've ever met another Willow besides online. I've met a couple Willows online, if that was actually their name. But mm, but like nobody's named like pine or like redwood or fir. You know what I mean? What's your name? Oak. You know, like Willow's like the only one that's like that I can think of. Bloop is what the sound is called when a person jumps in the water like a professional diver. That little splash noise is called a bloop. It is. Yep. Bloop. 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 Hmm. I'm thinking attacking the queen is the right answer. Honestly, with the pawn, even though they could take it, but this protected. So probably the right answer. Fuck you. It's not the right answer. Fine then. Fine. Mm, what's the right answer? Oops, I forgot to turn off the mouse. The trackpad mouse. There we go. Voila! Okay. Um, if you don't find the answer in a moment, then we're going to have to move on. Knight to d5. Bloop! That's actually where I was leaning also. So, that sucks. I like it, but we need this pawn out of the way. And this pawn. So that way our queen can go here so we can go for checkmate. But it's like kind of down the road. It's not very forceful. We need a forceful move, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a checkmate move. It looks like it's going to be like getting the queen. Excuse me. Maybe it's just taking the rook. Not there. the rook. Oh, okay, that's correct. And then attacking the rook? Nope. Attacking the queen? Ah. Attacking the queen? I think it is. I think it's attacking the queen. There you go. Bloop. Got it. You end up a bishop. Not sure why the rooks were important. Like why that needed to be the first move, because I saw the pawn move. But they thought you needed to trade rooks first. Which I don't know why you needed to trade rooks first. You didn't really need to. It wasn't part of the puzzle. Do you know what I mean? Like, why trade rooks first? Please go back to the beginning. Thanks. So, I'm thinking A5, and that's not one of them. What happens if you do A5? Ah, okay. If you don't take the rook first, they'll take your rook, which you have to take with either your rook or your bishop, which gets you off of this line. Oh, very clever. I didn't notice that. Very clever. So you have to take this first. Hello? You have to... Okay. Can you just go back to, like... Back? Like, to the back? There you go. Thanks. So you have to take this first. That way they can't take yours first. And then you already have the queen under attack. They can't really move anywhere. And protect the bishop, except for here. They have to know you trade, though. They can't go here. They can't go here. They should have just left, like... Instead of trading, like, because you're going to be down more material, you know, percentage-wise. But, whatever. Baller status. Okay, cool. That's why. See, it's kind of helpful to, like, learn from these. Alright, last one. And then we'll move on to something like GTA and or Smite. I need to log into GTA at least and see what's going on there. Oh, I'll go back to our chess games too. White to move. I see the rook is under attack. I see the king is really weirdly positioned. I assume we're moving this direction? Okay. How in the hell did their king get down there? That's what I want to know. That's what everybody wants to know. Excuse me. What do you think of pawn to f4? Because that allows you to move your bishop to g4, which puts the king in check, without it potentially being taken by the queen, which would be crazy, but it could happen. Or maybe just attack the queen directly. They could block with the rook, though. It would take a lot of ignoring opportunities for a king to make it there. Probably not necessarily. They could have been. It could have been drawn there. Sometimes I push people's kings all over the board. You know. I once had a game that had like I think it was 11 moves like that, where like the king was at their back line, and like so let's say their king was back like here or something, right? And I eventually drew them out. They had to move here and had to move here and here and here, here, and here. Like they ended up like down here by the time they got checkmated. And it's just me constantly putting pressure on the king. They just had to keep moving it. They couldn't do anything else. So that's possible. Seems crazy, but you know. You could take the pawn with the rook. You could put the rook there to check the king, knowing that the bishop would take it. But then you're left with the bishop and a queen versus a queen and a rook. Seems less than ideal. And you kind of lose position-ish with the bishop. Not really where you want your bishop. Of course, then you can attack that pawn, which attacks the queen. And they have to move it or they lose the queen. And then you can put the king in check. Or you can just put the king in check. I mean, attack the queen now. Because you could just go here. And they don't want to take it because then you can move here with the queen. Let's see what happens. Aha! It is correct. They're like, you take my queen, I take yours. But then you lose your thingy. Interesting. Interesting. You would even up the game, but I feel like you lose a lot. Because, you know, you could take the queen, they'll take your queen, so then you have to take their rook, and then they take your bishop with the pawn. So then you're left with rook versus rook. Except they have a pawn all the way up here with the king already blocking off this path, which means your king can't get close to their king, and they can't, you know, once the pawn moves one space, that's it. They're going to get another queen. So I feel like that's the wrong move. I feel like it's better to prioritize that pawn. Because if you take the pawn, and then if they take it with their queen, then you can take it with your queen, and you're left with a queen and a bishop, but they don't have to do that. If you take the pawn, they can just take the bishop. But then you can put them in check. Pin the rook with your rook. Wouldn't they just take it? But then you take the queen, right? Rook h to c8. What? This one? I mean, I don't have control over that one. That's their rook. Hi. Eshuami? I'm gonna call you Eshu. I feel like you don't want to. Yeah, I don't think you can take the queen because the kings are both gonna be here, and that pawn's gonna be on this, ready to go, and can just come down here and get another queen. So, you sort of have to prioritize the pawn, and they probably won't take your queen because they'll lose their queen without a pawn protecting it. So then they'll take your bishop, our bishop, and then we need to save our queen, which would mean moving. Oh, we could move here. I almost feel like it's better to move here, though. Whoops. Because then they have to move their king off this line, and their queen is right here. So they'd have to move their king here. Which we could put in check. And once they have to move their king again to here, shit. How to make videos in Twitch. Well, I'm just streaming right now, and that's making a video. I'm using a program called OBS. Actually, if you go to your Twitch channel and you look at tools for streaming, it'll tell you about it and tells you all the different ways you can stream, if that's what you're talking about. I think I'm going to take the pawn. Oh, you suck. You can't be the queen, right? It can't be the queen. Because they're going to get another queen. Yep, didn't think so. Is it the rook? Won't they just take the bishop with the pawn? Maybe you're right. Maybe it's pinning. Aha! Look at you. Bloop. Nice work. And that's what it was. And now when they take it, you can put them in check and then take it. Of course, you are left with the queen versus two rooks. But, Hey, dirty musician. Dirty musician. That was pretty crazy, though, actually. Let's see who this person is.
Today's daily puzzle.
Oh, maybe it's a hot
like
girl.
A beautiful study. But in fact, this is an actual game played in 1999 between the world's strongest players, Garry Kasparov and Vasily Topalov.
Oh, wow.
Black walked all the way with his king up to d1, and now this king is in danger.
That's crazy. That's a real game, actually, that
Garry
the king's all the way over there.
White pieces plays unbelievable move.
Yeah.
Bishop f1. This is a bishop sacrifice. If black captures this bishop, then there is a check, another check, and checkmate on e2. Why this move
I like the way
is
she
so
talks.
strong?
Right?
First of all, it attacks the queen, and also
She sounds
controls very important e2 square. So if queen goes
She's
somewhere
very
else,
soft-spoken
then
on the end of her
e2 is a
sentences.
checkmate. If queen goes on e-file to control e2 square, then white comes with queen c1 checkmate.
What the hell did she say about that? Hold on.
e2 square. So if queen goes, and also controls very important e2 square.
E2
So
square.
if queen goes somewhere else, then queen e2 is a checkmate.
Oh, I see. That's what she's
If
talking
queen
about.
goes on e-file to control e2 square, then white comes with queen c1 checkmate.
Checkmate.
In the game, Vasily Topalov came up with rook d2 move. This is quite strong move. If white captures
This is quite
now
strong move.
queen, black captures queen with a check and goes to the rook endgame, where the position seems to be equal.
Except for that pawn.
After rook d2, here Garry Kasparov finds another unbelievable move, rook d7. This rook pins d-file and threatens queen d2 checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
In the game, Vasily Topalov captured the rook, and the game
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
bishop c4 and queen h8.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
let me know in
There's
the
that other
comment
rook.
section if you solved this puzzle. This has been Woman Grandmaster Kedica Salashvili from chess.com.
Oh, she
You
is
can hang out
super
with
cute.
me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kedica Salashvili. And also you can check out my social media platforms. See you very soon.
And after I marry her, you change her last name. It'll be even better because then I can pronounce it. Anyways, I don't know if I can marry a girl, honestly. I don't think I'd be able to do that. Okay, so I think we caught up on daily puzzles. Yeah, well, we didn't do like all these back here, but you know, we caught up. Can you help me make videos in Twitch? I did just explain to you how to do that. So if you go to your channel, your content creator on your profile on Twitch, it'll tell you what tools you can use for streaming. And like I was saying, I'm using a program called OBS. You have to download. It's a third-party thing. And then you can, you know, link your Twitch to that and you can stream. There are lots of other methods though. So just go to your Twitch channel and look in your settings there and it'll tell you all the different options you have for streaming. Once again. Okay, so let's see what else we have to do. Sure, no problem, issue. I do have a couple. We should probably do these two games before we switch to a different game. Oh, these guys want to play. Game already started. What do you mean? What do you mean game already started? What does that mean? Are he and I playing a game? Maybe we are. I don't even know about it. I have too many games. What was their name again? Alex something, right? I don't see it. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's take a look again at this game. There's even a camera button on mobile you can go live with. Is there? Actually, I haven't looked on mobile. Maybe we should try that sometime. But that's just on camera, right? It's not like streaming your phone. Excuse me. Oh my god, I'm dying. That's not streaming your phone screen, right? It's just your camera. Oh my god. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dying, question mark? Am I alive? Am I still here? Okay. I'm still here. Great. What is this? Oh, this game. Shit. Fuck. I know why we left this game now. Because I remember this game. From a little bit ago. Hi, Artemy. Can I try to play you? Thank you for the follow. Sure. Sure. Sometime. I'm actually right now trying to figure out my moves in my daily games here, but we can play sometime. Only 600 rating. Well, we're probably going to want to do like an unrated game then. And that would be fine. Yeah, it's just camera for things like real life cooking. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I've never tried that. Didn't even know that was an option. That would probably be easier on my computer, huh? Wouldn't be able to stream the games, but you know. It would be cool though if you could put like a little camera box like over what your screen is, because I could do the games on mobile, the chess games and stuff. So that'd be kind of neat. Let's try rated. If you're 600 rating and I'm 1530, I'm probably not going to play a rated game with you, right? Because if I win, like, I'll get 0 points, and if I lose, I'll lose like 50 or like a million approximately. So there's that. Because you could be sandbagging, you know, where people have like really low ratings, and then they try to play really high rating people so they can get, you know, but they're actually like really good, you know. Change to unrated. Okay, good call. Let me figure out this game though. You're not good. That's okay. I still make mistakes now and then. No big deal. I feel like maybe I should prevent. No, I have to leave this open. And pawn is the strongest move. I am gonna accept, but I'm also busy with this game right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Let's see if it shows up on this thingy. I don't know how it works on here. I don't usually use it on the computer. Under games. Active games. I don't know. I don't know how it works on here. My voice is calming? Oh. Thanks. Actually, still I'm getting over a sore throat right now, so it's a little scratchy, but you know. Normally it's not as scratchy. They could just ignore this pawn. It doesn't really matter either way what they do. It just changes things by one move. Something I hadn't considered is if they move their king here immediately to go after these pawns, I can bring this rook up. Now they can move here, which is not great. But pawn's still protected now that I'm attacking here. They can move here and go after this pawn. But they can stop all that if they put me in check. Whoops, that is not where check is. They put me in check first. Of course, I don't have to block with this like I've been doing. I don't have to do that. I can ignore it. Can you analyze our game after we play? Yeah, sure. That's fine. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Is your name legit a noob? Because I got the pop up on my phone, so I'm assuming that's you. Yeah, okay. I want to do a daily game instead. But, because otherwise it'll be a live game. I don't know what he would do here. Because he needs to get to these pawns, right? He might use the rook. Because if he tries to go with the king, then I'm taking here. If he goes there, I could just let him have the rook, right? I mean, that doesn't seem ideal, but can he stop the queen now? He can't really. He can put me in check, though. A couple times, and then that's it. Oh, but he can move here now. Shit. Okay, well, that's not great. Let's not do that part. I could bring this rook up to support instead of leaving it back here. Hmm. I'm guessing they would take the pawn, knowing that I can't move this up, or they'll take this pawn. But if they take that pawn, I can take this pawn, which protects this pawn for when I move this pawn. Lots of pawn. But they can move here for when I move that pawn. And now I have to move here to protect that pawn. Okay. And now they're just going to put me in check. Until they can bring their rook over here. They can just bring the rook there now, probably. I mean, they don't need to put me in check. I still like the 3-pawn push. It seems to have the most potential. It does, except that it can be stopped. I only get one chance at it, you know, because they've got a lot of pawns left over. If I fail at that, then I'm kind of screwed over here. So I can't fail at it. That's why I'm looking at this so strenuously. I gotta figure out how to not fail at that pawn push. But regardless of all these different options here, whoops, what the hell is that? I don't know what I just did. Up, here? Okay. Well, regardless, I think they all start with this. All of them. As far as best options go. If I put them in check, like I was saying, it's just going to start pushing them towards where I want them, where I don't want them to be. So, of course, it could. Nope, can't go there. That's the best move. He might start pushing up these pawns. Because he's only got 4 squares to go with nothing in the way. Of course, he's got this square to contend with. So, there's that. As soon as he moves, though, I'm taking this. If he moves. Shit. No, I can't take it. We're not gonna take it. No, we're gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Well, that got really convoluted really quickly. Yeah, this looks like such the wrong move. Doesn't that look like an awfully wrong move? It looks so wrong. Probably the wrong move. shit. Oh my god. Probably not the right move. Don't do that. So, what if I should just forego that pawn and just move the other two? Fuck. Because he can't move towards this. Well, okay. Once I move this pawn, he no longer has to move to the square, which means I can't take this. He can move here instead, which is a problem, because that's the one I need to move. I need him to move here, which now he won't. And he'll move here instead. Or he'll just, take it. And now I can put him in check. But I'm not going to be able to get this pawn there. Of course, he can't move there to get it. That's interesting. What about pushing forward with d pawn first? That is exactly what we're doing. That was the first thing I looked at back when we looked at it the first time. And then I opted to move over to this side. But check this out. Instead of me trying to make this pawn get here before the king, when I put him in check, he can't move to this square because the pawn's still there. So he can't get to the pawn yet. He has to move here. And this is the hard part. This part sucks. But because I didn't move this pawn, he can't bring that rook here. He can bring it here. He can take the rook. Yep. We're on the same wavelength more now. My delay is scuffed though. Yeah. Yeah, your delay is crazy. It's like the scuffer's delight of delays. Scufflay? De-scuffing-lay? De-scufflay? I gotta come up with something for that. Because that would be you. Usually, like, all your matches like 1 minute afterwards. Probably want to move here to prevent the king from coming in. And then? Okay. I'm definitely liking keeping this square covered. I don't like leaving this square uncovered, but he's probably going to take this. He probably won't move here because then I'm doing that, right? Which means he'll probably take it. Excuse me, as I die. The only way he can reach this square before me is by, well, okay. He can move this here immediately. It doesn't have to do what I'm suggesting. Twitch Mobile and DSL Internet Scuffed Paradise. You know that song Gangsta's Paradise? You should come up with a parody. Scuffed DSL Paradise. Scuffed Paradise? What if he moves the rook, though? That would suck. I'd have to move my rook, basically. Which I don't want to do because I want to take this pawn. Because that pawn's threatening. Okay, so you'll move here, let's say. Thinking that I'm going to continue this and then he can get there before me. But if I don't and I take this, then he goes here and he's fucked and I get a queen. He might not go there. he really might just go there. In which case, I will do this. And then he might try to go get it. He might block it. He might do nothing. He probably won't. He wants to protect this pawn. Okay, if he moves that, not that. If he moves the rook first, I think I need to do this right away. Because I no longer need to protect this square. I do need to protect this. If he takes it, fine. If he doesn't, fine. Regardless, one move away. So then if he moves here, I've got this covered. There we go. I like that. Now, these can't really do anything. But his rook is kind of trapped there. To make sure that they don't do anything, your rook to c7 to protect once pawn reaches c2. Yes. However, then I don't have this move and check later. Because the reason his king's not moving over here to help support his rook is because it needs to support this pawn that's moved forward. He can move one of these pawns up to help do that, but he doesn't have time because my pawn's pushing the back line. So because he doesn't have time, he can't do it. He has to use pieces that move faster, which is the rook. And now that this is blocked up, I can't move this forward because he'll take it. I can't move this forward because he'll take this. So, but he has to stay here, otherwise I'm going to start moving forward. So, now I can start doing things like that. And then I have to move here in order to support this piece on the way up. Or I can move here to support this piece when I move this piece up. That's if he does that. Okay. I think that's the right move now, because this pawn, while this looks good, it's the wrong time for it, because this needs to be protected first. I don't want the rook to get behind it and still have protection for this line and have my king available to be put in check. Once his rook's back here, he can't use it on my king anymore. And that's ideal. So this pawn has to stay here. Whoops. 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 Temporarily. That's what I'm going to do. That is a ridiculous series of events. Not going to do that. I really hope he moves there. Because that would be great, right? Maybe not great, because I wouldn't want to lose my rook, but I mean, he can't stop that. Well, he can. He can stop that there. And then I get to save my rook. And take this pawn. If he doesn't move it, which he will move it right now. Probably. Which means I then have to move here while he starts doing this nonsense, and I have to move here. And then he's like, shit, what do I do? He has to take it. That's a queen. He has to move here. Nope. Here. Regardless, once I get a queen, good deal. Alright, so I guess I'm moving this pawn. That's the move. And let's hope for the best. Okay? Great. I really hate that I'm losing this square's advantage. I like that square is there. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. That's what we're doing. Okay. I did it. It's done. There's no going back. Okay. Let's see what is happening here. This is pretty early on in the game, it looks like. And I got his bishop. Oh, wow. If you remember this game, when I did this move, I really expected this to be the move, right? Because it blocks the check and it protects this bishop, right? Because you put this danger here, do that. I'm going to get this bishop if you do stuff like that, you know, blocking like that. I'm going to take the bishop. And he did that. He blocked with the bishop. Like, well, hey, Nate, welcome back. So I was like, well, I guess if you're going to block with the bishop, then I'm going to take your bishop for free in, like, the 7th move of the game, right? Like, and I was really surprised. I was really shocked by that. Because this is clearly the right move. It's like the only move, you know what I mean? And 1100 is not that bad of a rating. I would think you would know that. So I think he just missed it. He just missed that was, like, not the right call. So I took it, which also puts pressure here. And that's what he did. Okay. Sent you challenges 5 minutes. Okay. No, sorry, Artemy, because I'm working on these other daily games. So I'm probably not going to play a live game right now. If you wanted to do like we could do a daily game and we can analyze it afterwards. I did. However, this is kind of akin to me playing Smite and like stuff like that when if somebody's in my stream watching me play while I'm playing, then they can see things and hear things that they shouldn't be able to hear and see. So it's kind of like that. We can play outside of my stream later, and then we can analyze it on stream later. But if we're playing a live game while you're in my stream, then that's kind of like not going to be very fair, right? Because I'm going to be analyzing it while I'm doing it, and then you'll hear all of my analyses, and you'll know what I'm thinking, what my planning is, you know? So that wouldn't be very fair. That's the only thinking I have there. And which wouldn't be fair to you, because then you're not going to learn, you know? If you just hear what I'm going to be doing, and so you counter all of it. I feel like I should just move this bishop up, honestly. Like, I'm already up a piece in the first 10 moves of the game. So, or maybe the, Okay, cool. I'll definitely accept that. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it on here too. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't usually play it on the computer. I usually play it on my phone. But I'm sure I can find it. I really need like some like cough drops or something. Oh man. Oh my goodness. My tummy keeps getting cold. Okay. We hydrated. So I'm liking this knight move. Doesn't really matter though. I'm almost think I'd rather move this pawn up because then they can't bring their knight out, you know? It also opens up this diagonal. Not that I have a piece available for it, but you know. Cold, cute tummy. Yeah. Well, you know, like girls have most of their core heat, like, you know, in their core, so to speak. So that's why their extremities are more cold, more so than guys are. So, like, wearing crop tops, like, I get colder faster because I'm losing my heat faster from my core source of heat. So, but I like wearing crop tops. What you gonna do? Do, 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 do. What if I move this pawn up? I think they'll just take it. They might just take it. I'm trying to make some shirts into crop tops this summer. Yeah, I actually did that, like, with a bunch of kid clothing. I know that sounds kind of weird, but so I had a bunch of kid clothing which fit pretty okay, but like I wanted to make it like, you know, sexy kid clothing. So I cut it into crop tops and stuff like that. Cut the sleeves off if there were sleeves because they're like a little tight, you know, with kid clothing. But I did that with a whole bunch of shirts and stuff. So I'm thinking if they take this, then, you know, that'd be a really bad idea for them because of that. Granted, they can just block, you know, so that's fine. Or block, which is probably better. But I'm probably going to take it, so, because I'm already up a piece. Could also take it with the knight. Because that's covered, you know. But there's a queen there, so, and the knight's still there. So, maybe not. They might not even take it, though. Sexy kid clothing. Oh, no, that's bad. But I'm wearing it, you know, so. And I didn't make it for kids to wear. I made it for me to wear. Yeah, funny thing is girls' cores are lower centered than guys too, which means better mobility with good balance. Oh yeah? I actually have really long legs, so I feel like my core's probably higher. Because I'm 5'7", and then my legs are like the longer part of my half, you know what I'm trying to say? So I have really long legs. I feel like they'd probably take it based on what I've seen this person do so far. And that would put me in a pretty strong position. They might even block with the bishop, which I would also just take. Or I could do nothing, because I do have my pawn and my knight on it. I could bring out another piece instead. Or a castle. Or whatever. Yep. I'm liking this queenside castle, though. Could just bring it out now. I don't have to attack right now. I control, like, the entire center, so they can't really do much. Bringing this pawn up would be good to prevent them from bringing their knight out, though. And I don't have to do this attack. And even if I did it without that pawn there, I still have the rook protecting it. Or, not rook, sorry, the knight protecting it. And the bishop, you know. So I can do it later. I think I don't like that it blocks my bishop, though. I'm gonna be here and there playing RuneScape. Oh, okay, cool. I need to get on there. I need to figure out what RuneScape's like. I'm gonna be on GTA in a little bit, by the way. So I'm gonna play GTA 5 in a few minutes. I just gotta figure out this chess game here. There's a challenge I learned when I was little. Lean forward on a wall and pick up a chair or stool. Then stand back up. Girls can do it almost all the time, while very few guys can. Really? Lean forward on a wall. Pick up a chair or stool. Then stand back up. When you say lean forward on a wall, you mean like with your head? So your head's up against the wall and like you're picking up a stool? Cool. Hit me up on Insta or in game. It's the same as my Insta. Okay, cool. Yeah, I use the same username everywhere too. I use Willow Model everywhere online for continuity's sake. Helps with my job. Ideally. I don't know if it actually helps or not. You put your head against the wall and you pick up a stool and then stand back up? Why wouldn't guys be able to do that? Is it because guys have like a heavier top side than girls do? And like girls have like bigger booties or something, so they have like lower center of mass? And guys have a higher center of mass with their chest and their shoulders? I feel like if you have a strong enough core, you'd be able to do it, right? Because I have little chest and little booty. It has worked for me. Because a guy's core is higher in the torso, a guy falls over. That's very strange. I've never heard that before, but that's interesting. I like how this move's more forceful. Because this move's attacking. Like, if you don't take it, then I'm going to take it. Right? Which doesn't matter. They should just let me take it. Which I probably wouldn't, but... So if they try to avoid the attack, then it gets taken. If they take it, it gets taken, and now they're under attack again. So it kind of keeps the attack on them. It kind of behooves them to just not do anything. Now they're covering the square that I would take on. So now you might think I would take it, but there's also this. They might take this, but I don't know. Probably shouldn't. It's a great bar trick too. Oh, I bet, yeah. Especially when people have been drinking and you try to tell them to do that. Because they're probably drunk trying to do it. Now, what if a girl's wearing heels while doing that? That seems unfair. Because if I'm in a bar, I'm probably wearing heels. I think I'm going to make this move. I think it's more powerful of a move. Even though I'd like to bring out this or castle, I think it's unnecessary. Additionally, if I do happen to get my bishop here, then it puts pressure here or here. Or I could just move here and say checkmate. Problem solved. What do you guys think? Anybody have input on this? I like this. Okay, but what is this? You gotta get out of here. I was joking. Don't do that. This won't go away. There we go. That kind of hurt, actually. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing in the microphone. No one has input. I think I'm just going to do that. I don't really want to block the bishop. I feel like it won't be blocked for long, though. Because if they don't take it, and they do bring this out, I also don't have to do anything with this. I could continue this. Right? Because now if they take it, which they should because I'm going to take it soon, which will fork the queen in the knight. Now I have my queen in here, too. They still can't take this because it's covered. So now they got my queen like in their king and queen's face. And that's not great. They can't move this bishop without, you know, losing their queen, so I'm going to take it because I'm up a piece. Sorry, I can't watch. LOL, I'm just listening. Oh, no problem. I like the pawn start. It keeps the pressure on. Cheap laptop gamer. That's like you can't watch though, Nate. Oh, that's okay. You're here with us in spirit and audio. Yeah, I like the pawn move. So I think it's better than this. Even though I like this to prevent the knight from coming out. They could still bring it out here, right? So it doesn't really stop anything for too long. Whereas this one puts the attack on now, so I have you up on my phone, but I can't do both right now. I got you, I understand. That's okay. I'm honored to be on your phone, but have the chat box on my laptop. Oh, okay. So you have the audio on phone and then muted on laptop. Gotcha. Very clever. Very, very clever. I'm gonna do that. Let's see what he does. I feel like this game might get a little carried away because I'm already up a piece so early. They might start playing more sloppy, but that's okay. Let's just do it. Yay, yay. Okay. Whoa. That was unexpected. Huh. Unfortunate. Damn it. Well, okay. My God, I can't move there. He's gonna move there. Yeah, that's a good move. Very smart. Because I was starting to go for a stalemate. Because I didn't see a better move. And that's what he went with. Because I think you might have missed a couple moves. Or just that move. So, if you remember, I attacked that pawn over there. And he moved towards me. And we were trying to figure out what to do. And I opted to move back. To keep pressure on this knight. Rather than bringing this up here. Because I didn't want to open this up for his rook. So I didn't. But he took this pawn. And I really wish this pawn was here. Because then I could block his bishop in. Which I've done to somebody before. I baited them to take this pawn, and then I blocked him in. That's really funny. Well, did you get to play some Smite today? I have not played some Smite yet today, Nate. I'm thinking about doing that. But I was also thinking about playing GTA next, because I haven't done that in a couple weeks. And their day resets on Wednesdays, like Wednesday morning. So I don't know what time because it's very convoluted. So I was going to take a look and see if there's any weekly quests that I could actually do and get something for free or whatever. I probably won't be on there for very long, but figured I would check it out. And then maybe do some Smite. Or something. What do you do on GTA RP? No, I haven't been doing RP really. Although I always thought that was cool, and I wanted to do that. But I've just been trying to do like the quests that are in the game. Because I did a lot of just messing around, and like I didn't really do the quest lines. I was just messing around and buying cars and modding cars and stuff, you know, and driving around and crashing and stuff. But now I'm trying to like actually do some of the quest lines. So, but I usually can't do it for very long, and then like because I get frustrated with some of the gamers, some of the like toxic assholes that play GTA, and then I'm like, then I get over it, and I'm like, well, time for me to go. I don't want to be here anymore. I gotcha. I haven't done GTA RP, but I did Gmod RP, and it was so fun. I don't know what that is. What's Gmod? I've seen GTA RP streams, and they look pretty fun. There's this guy I used to follow on Mixer who I used to watch. I kind of forget his name now, but he was like an amazing driver, so I used to watch him. But he would always do the RP. Gary's Mod? Okay. I don't know what that is, sorry. I haven't done much RP stuff, I should. I used to do a lot of RP in Second Life. It's a sandbox game, it's cool. Oh, cool. I like sandbox games. Oh yeah, I was gonna play Skyrim. Gary's Mod is insanity and great fun. Nice. Is it like low graphics and free to play? Because I'd be all over it. All those games sound so good. Yeah, I know. My laptop is so much happier right now. It's like, oh, you're not running high graphics, and it's like not on fire. I can actually touch it without burning my fingers. Thanks for streaming. Oh, of course. I'm glad to get back into it. I've been away from it for way too long. I kept meaning to, but I started using my laptop as a bit of an excuse also, you know, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to do it without overheating. But I was like, I don't have to have my camera on. I figured people were probably only coming to my streams to see me on camera because it was a girl streaming, so. But I was like, well, let me try without the camera. And it worked, so. Now I don't really have a good excuse. Yes and no, I don't know how much it is right now. Okay, that's no problem. Have you ever played Starbound or Terraria? Those are kind of like sandbox-ish, and I've played both of those quite a bit. I started on Starbound, and people used to tell me, I used to stream it actually, and people would come in and say, oh, it looks like Terraria. And I was like, oh, really? I've never played Terraria. So eventually I decided to try Terraria, and I was like, oh, okay, it's like that. They're like almost the same game. It's on Steam. Okay. Stretch out. Oh my god, my back. I just had a stretchgasm. Oh my god. That felt good. I've Terraria, played it a little, not played Starbound. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. This game is awful now. Because I can't move my king there. I want to block in his bishop, but I can't. So I could move. Nope, can't move there. Damn it. I shouldn't have moved this rook here. That was a bad move. I knew he wasn't going to let me have the pawn. I just wanted his king out of position. But I should have moved here. It might not have mattered. I was taking it anyways. So. And then I couldn't move either rook. So actually maybe that was a bad move. It's good I got his king out of position first. It's not expensive, but its graphics can be strong. If it's high, the Minecraft style building can build upon graphics used. Okay, that stretches. Thanks, Bloop. I like going to the movie theaters in Gmod and playing full-length movies or YouTube videos and throwing popcorn at other people while. It sounds kind of like Second Life, actually. Very similar. I miss Second Life. I need to get back on there. Although you meet some pretty weird people on there sometimes. But it's kind of entertaining also. I actually really liked Second Life because of the music, and that's actually how I got into it. One of my friends was a guy was a singer and guitar player, and he was talking about how he'd go online and would sing and play guitar using an avatar, and people would tip him money, and like he could just do it in his underwear from home. You wouldn't have to be on camera or anything like that. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, so people were just tipping your avatar? And he said it was on Second Life, and that's how I got on Second Life. I was like, this is cool. And the music scene was like really big. And that's how I got into it. Hi, baby. I'm talking right now. It's really. God, your breath stinks. What you been doing? What the hell did you eat? You can't be the cat food. Oh, it's your butt? You ate your butt? That's probably why it smells like butt. Gross. Nate says hi. She says hi back. Jasmine. She also says that she likes to eat butt. Get out of here, you weirdo. Get out of here, butt eater. Although having your butt eaten, I mean, that's like a different story, so. Just saying. That'd be okay, Jasmine. We could do that. So I guess now maybe I just ignore the bishop, right? And just move here. Because Lisa's king's out of position. Of course, he could put it back in position, right? It doesn't have to stay there. That would suck. Shit, what would I do if he did that? I actually don't have to move it up there. I can move it here. With the intention of moving this pawn here to block in the bishop. It wouldn't really be blocked in, but, you know. But in actuality, I'd be moving here. Assuming his king's not here anymore. Shit. How do I do this, Jasmine? Literally. Yep. Literally butt eating. Maybe I do need to move there first to get his king out of position. But back into position? Jesus. But then he'll take the rook after I move. Jasmine, what do I do? Jasmine! Jasmine! That was really high. Alright, can you stop? What are you doing? Get out of here. Yes. Oh my god. You're so weird. What happened to you? You used to be this sweet cat, and now you're just like this weirdo. Okay. He'd probably think I'd be going for this check right here. But I actually wouldn't be. And you probably would think if I was going to go there to move here. Damn it. I know it's a little short. Rook takes knight. Yeah, and bishop takes rook. The only chance I have is keeping both these rooks. It's the only chance I have. If I lose one of these rooks, that's it. That's game over. With both these rooks and his king trapped on this side, I might be able to get in there. Why am I dying? Oh my god. Ah! Surprised he hasn't moved this rook down here yet, actually. I mean, not surprised. I know why he hasn't. But, he should do that. Because I'm probably not going to be able to checkmate him over here. Not just yet. Hey, Luce. Are you eating too? She's licking her lips. Good? Good. I'm glad you liked it. Like those chops. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. Sorry I'm being so weird, guys. I don't know what the hell I'm doing in this game. I wasn't even going to look at this game because I still have 12 hours in it. So I was like, you know, I have ample time. But that really threw me off to see that he took the pawn down here. Because I was going to start moving the pawns up to block the king in. Which is probably why he, like, did that. Because he knew that that was going to be a good thing for me to do. I had to move that, right? I was going to lose the rook if I hadn't moved it, so... I don't want to bring that one back. Yeah, alright, well... save yours. Alright, weird is the only way. Yep, and I'm an only child, so, like, I got used to making noises to entertain myself, you know? So, and I still do, like, all the time. Especially with my cats. Like, I make noises at them, and they, you know, I entertain them. They're like my audience. All the time, so... I'm always making noises and stuff. Not out in public, you know, I'm not walking around the grocery store making noises, you know, as much, anyways. But at home, I'm always entertaining myself and the kitties, making noises. Usually without a sore throat, though, so I really need something to suck on, if you will. I feel like I used to have cough drops, but I can't picture where they are now. Wait a minute, are they... Hold on, I need to check something. I might have cough drops, and I think I might have just remembered where they might be. If they're still there. They would be very old. They are not there. Damn it. Oh, wait. They're down here. That's why I've never seen them, because they're underneath all of these things. I found cough drops, a few of them at least. If I can get it out. There are literally 2 cough drops in this bag. Okay, you know what? That's great. I found 2 cough drops. Does it have an expiration date on it? Yep. November 2020. These are pretty old cough drops. Awesome. Awesome possum. Lucy. Hi. What you doing? Lemon honey. Now these are cherry, Hall's cherry cough drops. I don't know what they're. You want to smell? Here. Lucy always comes around every time she sees that I'm about to eat something, and she wants to smell what I'm eating. Always. You good? Huh? Okay. You can wear crop tops too if you want. I don't care. Go put one on. I said that because she looked at my tummy and looked back up at me. Like what? Got a problem? Okay. I got a cough drop. Glorious. Yeah, cherry's good. If they're not lemon cough drops, you're wrong. Yeah, I know. But they have that kind of like menthol thing going on, you know? Hmm. Oh, that feels a bit better. Alright. So where can I move in this game, you guys? Is there a move? Honestly, this feels like the best move. As sad as it looks, it feels like the best move. But isn't this like when he would do this? That's what I would do. No, I can't go anywhere. I have to block, right? So, and then he's going to trade a rook for a rook, because I would do that. And now I'm down to one rook. And what did I say? I have to maintain both rooks, or I'm screwed. Yep. So, I have to keep this rook here. But I need to have a rook here. I also need a rook here. And one here. So, all we have to do is get these two pawns to the back line. And get two more rooks. Put one of them here. And the other one here. And we're good to go. Problem solved. Fuck. Just get more rooks. Easy. Oh shit. My chat thing stopped scrolling. How do you get there? Click on that. Okay. I got it. Oh, so Bloop, I'm doing, as you probably noticed, YouTube and Twitch right now. With this. I'm gonna see how that goes. I don't know if that's a good idea for GTA. I feel like GTA is probably higher graphics intensive than Smite would be. I don't know though. I feel like there's already so much lag in GTA though that I might not notice the additional lag, so I have to move this rook, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure. Otherwise he's just gonna do that. You know what I mean? If this rook is gone, like he's obviously just gonna do that. I mean, it's not obvious, but he should do that. Yeah. Yeah, it can. So, Nate. Yeah, it seems to work so far. We'll have to see how much lag happens later. Yeah, I think it's okay for chess. You know, that's why I put it back on. So I figured the chess would be fine. And it is. My laptop's not overheating right now. So it's good. GTA though, that'll be interesting. Alright, you know what? Maybe we should just come back to this game. I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna move this I feel like I'm just gonna move this rook to here. Oops, to here. Which sucks, you know? But honestly, he can bring this knight out anytime he wants. Like, there's nothing stopping him. And he's going to keep this bishop on this line anyhow. He's not going to bring it here, right? So, it's all good. Because the king is still trapped to these three files. Unfortunately, I lost one of the pawns that was going to put pressure on him. It sucks. He's probably not going to move that bishop. He's going to keep it there. Or move it here. But that totally traps my king, you know? I can't get out. So if he brings a knight down to like here, that's just going to be checkmate. Alright, you know what? Mhm. What time is it? 11:47. Hey Siri, set a timer for 6 hours.
Okay, your timer is set for 6 hours.
Okay, thank you very much. Alrighty. Okay, let's see where this, real quick. I'm not gonna make the move, but let's see where the International Master moved. Oh, look at that. He took the bishop. Who would have thought? Yep. Okay. Now we know. And we decided. I decided that I'll take the credit for this one because it's gonna be rough. What did I decide to do? Oh, to take the knight, right? Oh, I can't. I'm in check. What the fuck? I was gonna move. I honestly don't remember now. I was gonna move here. Yeah. Because blocking is obviously bad. That's right. I forgot the thing. Because that's the only piece I can block. And then that's checkmate. So clearly that's the wrong move. And that's the only place I can move to, so clearly that's the right move. So that's what we're going to do. I want a Willow voice instead of Siri or Alexa. It's cuter. Thanks. Willow scratchy voice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This picture's from a while ago. That's actually during a bondage photo shoot that I did. You can't really tell because it's a small picture, but if you look like really close, these are like these red lines right here are actually ropes. Because I'm not wearing a top or anything. It's tied around me. And yeah, I don't think you can see in the background. So it was just like a close picture of my face, and you can't see my tits or anything here, right? So it's actually a bondage picture, though. It's funny that that's on here. I don't know what happens in this chat, so I'm just gonna put some hearts. Show people I'm alive still. Okay. Red ropes. Red ropes. Red rum. Red rum. Red. Ow. Yep. Alright, so on that ridiculous note, I'm going to close this stream and start up another one immediately following. And, which, I'll have to log into that in order to change the title to GTA. Okay. So I'll log into GTA, and I probably won't be on there for too long. A little bit. We'll see what quests there are, or, you know, what I can, if there's anything I can get for free or something. And then switch to Smite, maybe. Or Skyrim. Or Smite. One of them. Something that starts with S. Okay. Better if it was red licorice robes. Yeah, I do like licorice. Those are good. Okay, weirdos. I'm gonna stop the stream and I'll restart it in a few minutes, and I'll go on GTA. So be back in a few. Ta-ta.